Wow, it sure still feels surreal being a recipient of the recognition award at the 11th SAFTA ceremony.
Personally, disability is a state of mind. It's how you view yourself. But for the fact that I've been recognized for the work that I do within the category, I've come to embrace it. There's nothing shameful about the fact that there are marginalized groups. There's nothing to be ashamed of about the fact that you're different.
The SAFTAs came at a very good time for me because I've been in the news division for 2.5 years, and I was looking, okay, so Puleng, what else can you do? We've seen you present Produce Bophelong, you've brought stories that you said you wanted to bring, you've created platforms. Okay, so what else? What else can you do? When I got the call to say, I'm getting an award, a SAFTA award, I'm like, oh, me? Okay, I am, okay, all right. Okay, cool, so I'm getting an award. But I'm like, okay, really already? Because I always thought to myself, the award will happen. But by then, I'll probably be like in my late 50s. And the recognition award, I'm grateful I received it this year because it will give me an opportunity to speak about issues that I wouldn't have been able to get the platform to address. My vision is long term. I'm not thinking right now or at the moment. I'm thinking long run, long term. When I'm done, when I'm pursuing something else, can I leave space for other people to pursue careers that I wanted to pursue, to walk on the same in the same footprints as myself, and to start really initiating the conversation about disability, marginalized groups, being a person with albinism in general in Africa, and how the rest of the world views it. The way I see myself is simple. Nothing that the status quo say about me is true. I'm not in a box. I'm larger, bigger than a box. You can't box me. I'm not my shortcomings. I'm not my short-sightedness, my light-skinnedness, my inability to articulate English in a certain way. I'm not that. That does not define me. What we've done from there to today, sitting here talking about my journey, it just goes to show that there's so much to do. I come home every night and I'm excited. I'm like, I can't wait for tomorrow to do something new and explore and grow. I am more than just the lack of melanin in my skin. It's amazing how God works, and it's amazing how vision and determination and not being scared to work hard can do for you. Don't fear you just how hard you can work. Hello.
Hey. Glenn. Hey.
As much as I'm more of an actress and I wanted to do theater and act and go to Days of Our Lives one day and be a soap star, which will happen, at the moment I'm really happy with where I am. The news division has given me a voice. I don't speak for myself only. I've learned not to just speak for myself. There's so many people that are experiencing the same problems that I'm experiencing. Although people approach me and say, just speak for your own experiences. What is like being a lady living with albinism? I will speak for myself, but I can contextualize in a way that when someone is watching from other countries in Africa can identify and they can feel like, okay, well, I didn't get the platform to be on that show, but thank you, Puleng, for sharing. So that's why I get approached to do motivational speaking, especially the month of August. I get to speak a lot to women from different walks of life. They don't have to be people with albinism failure. It's every other woman who is on a path to discover themselves. And sometimes you need that motivation to just, to have the boost that you're looking for. I don't speak to liberate myself alone, but I do it for others like me. I do advocate and I do campaigns when I get a chance, especially with what's happening in Africa with the mutilation and kidnappings of people with albinism. At the moment, we are working to do a show with Channel Africa, which is a great platform to speak to other countries about how people with albinism are being treated in small villages across Africa, being killed, kidnapped, and mutilated. Coming to Johannesburg was a pivotal step to making my dreams come true. My move from Tabanchu was in 2007 when I started my first year adverts. I literally finished matric 2006, moved to Joburg to start first year adverts 2007. When I came to Vets, that's when I really got to know who Puleng was. A lot of people were interested to see because they wanted to find out more about me. So this girl, where does she come from? What can she do? Is she talented? She likes to talk too much. What does she like? What's the type of music she listens to? How come she's not shy? Wap up. So I knew that a lot of people are looking at me, so I started paying attention to what I'm wearing. I mean, I used to wear so many short dresses, not too short, but I used to rock short dresses because I know people loved my legs. So I knew that I had to capitalize on my assets, so that when people are looking at me, they know what they're looking at. I had a signature Wits walk. I can say that. Everybody can tell you about the signature Wits walk. When I walk there, I would have a long weave and it will just flow and bounce as I walk from my room to the Matrix or from the Matrix to drama school. I remember the last year there was an international play that I was part of, Pride and Prejudice, and the New York students came to South Africa for a student exchange program, and then that's my first major school play that I was part of. It was amazing, and I was like, you know what, those that thought I didn't have the talent, I can't act, this is my time to show you what I'm made of. Drama school for me was when I really got to find myself.
Hey! Huh? Use me.
I knew things were working together for my good when I got a role on Skwizas. In 2012, I got my first role on Skwizas. I was called in for just one appearance, which was a cameo, my very first one. To finally get my first script, I was like, so I'm finally getting a script that I'm part of. I'm not an extra, extras don't get scripts. So, but to be like a cameo, to have a cameo with like a lead character or supporting role, it was an honor for me. And on set, I remember just a lot of laughter, so much excitement, just being happy to see Tate Jeripele, Mama Meritwala, Lillian Dube, Tulumunedi, everyone that's in the cast, and they're such loving, caring people. It was amazing. I had my own room, my own changing room where, as an actor you sit and you just look at yourself in the mirror and just rehearse your lines. It was a dream come true. Everything I do defines who Puleng Molebatsi is, although I must say it's not easy.
The ANC-NEC revealed in a statement that they supported the user pay system. So are you saying that Gauteng motorists, have to pay for e-tolls?
It is a principle that is raised. We are saying that we support the principle of user pay.
We imported a lot of technology as an example in order to invest here, and those people are not going to say, listen, you don't have to pay me back. They are demanding their money back.
SANRAL has another 19,000 kilometers of non-tolled roads which it finances the maintenance, the upgrading, the building of. Why they want to continuously force a square peg into a round hole on this issue just blows us away.
It makes no sense to pay a toll on a toll on a toll. The roads are still looking terrible. The whole thing is just ridiculous.
It needs to be scrapped.
We didn't ask for it. So why do we have to pay for it?
The people that are in the country and even those that are in
Mr.
outside the
Mendoza,
country.
and say those who are protesting were saying that they are engaging the government. Poverty. How do we resolve that?
Data is one of our major challenges, even with the implementation and measurement of the Sustainable Development Goals.
Is the continental body fulfilling its mandate in terms of peace and security?
They have not been consistent. There has been no political will. A huge fault. A huge body with no teeth to solve African problems.
Growing up in Tabanchu as a person with albinism, at home I was not the only one, because I was told that my dad had a twin, but that was before I was born. And then I once met my uncle's daughter, but it was like a long-lost daughter, but we never even got to know each other. But in this community, and basically in the very same street, I was the very only one. So, how na motho santse beng? Bana ba mo straten, they will say, Leswafe, and I'll be like, Leswafe ke mau. And my cousins told me to say that. At the time, I didn't know what that meant. My mom never really understood, but she knew that I was a special child, but she just didn't know what it meant and what I needed to do. Like, she also did not know I had issues with my eyesight. So she just knew that I was a pretty little girl that people liked. I remember one of the things that we would do with my parents is when we go to town, old, the white people in town would give me money just by walking in town with my mom. And they enjoyed it. My mom, my dad, my aunties, they'll just take me because I had this big curly blonde hair and I was very short and tiny, and I walked from a very young age, so I literally looked like a doll. And you'd find people will give me money because of that. So my mom always knew that my child is a very special child, but she didn't know what albinism was. She didn't know what sunblock was that I needed. So you'll find I'll come home because I'll be playing Kostrateng with my friends. I'll come home red from the sun, and she will just put Vaseline, and Tasaka a lot of Vaseline, and that Vaseline was not good for me, you know. The deaths in my family really hit hard, especially my mom's passing. My mom used to get sick a lot, so when I was young I really didn't understand why, but she would go to the hospital most of the time, and I would know mama wagula, you know, so if mama is not around, which means she's sick. She had the calling to be a sangoma. So I think that's how she made sense of that incident. Or maybe she was supposed to be a sangoma. She tried her best. So when she was out of hospital, she will pursue the sangoma, but she will go to the hospital. And then eventually when she completed her training as a sangoma, she only stayed with us for a month, and then she passed on. And I found out she had TB. You know, I mean, that's what was written on the death certificate. She passed on from TB. The only thing I remember about my mom's funeral was just like finding it very shocking. Like I just couldn't believe that my mom was gone, because last time I remember I was sleeping. My mom woke up to go to the hospital because she wasn't feeling well, and she always came back, and I thought she was going to come back. The only thing I remember of that day when my mom went to the hospital was just her feet passing by my bed, and that's the only thing.
That's what I thought.
But God made sure to bless me with other great mothers. The first time I met Mama Lilian Dube was while I was doing the internship, but she was so nice, and I was just a big fan. I would just sit there and watch famous people come in and out of the drama division, coming for pitching sessions, and I'll sit as a trainee and just be like so amazed and in awe of these great people. But I learned a great deal from just observing and learning within my internship. So to finally work with her on Skwizas, it was a dream come true.
What impressed me most was her confidence. She didn't make excuses for being an albino, because it's not a disease. It takes all kinds to make the world. Mudimonality variations are high. Then nobody has to think they're better than the other person. Like we are black, other people are green, some are blue. So who are we to say I am the best? Humudimu, we are all the same. It makes me very proud, because for me, she's my own child, and her success is my own. Much as I gave her Skwizas, I didn't discover her. She had already on her own been doing things, hence she was bold enough to approach me. But for having given her a role in Skwizas, I wanted to prove to everybody that albinism is not a disease. And I wanted another person who's an albino to watch Puleng and know that he or she also has space in society. Modimo ha itse poso.
Puleng or tla o fa half ya chelete re tlo I winang hehle.
Che wa tla ila jwale ausi, because jwale bampa the same amount eng offering you.
She loved the camera. She always loved the camera. She loved being behind the camera, in front of the camera. She loved being on radio. She just loved being able to communicate and share her views and opinions of the world. I used to fetch her in the holidays and bring her to Joburg, or I'd take her with me on holiday to Port Elizabeth, or, you know, we'd go on holiday. So every holiday she'd come and stay with me. I mean, I didn't adopt her officially, but I became like a sort of foster mom of some sort. So we just started bonding, and over the years we bonded and we formed a relationship, a friendship. You know, she's younger than me, so she sees me more as a mother figure, but for me she is like a child, but she's also like a friend. My wishes for her moving forward, that she becomes a big star and she gets to travel the world, and she gets to work all over the world. Would be fantastic for her, and she doesn't limit herself. She doesn't just think Joburg's the only place. She must look at the world as her oyster, go out there and achieve it.
I sure had my fair share of challenges when I started working here at the SABC News Division. While I was working on the bulletins as a producer, my background is media, so I wasn't a formally trained journalist. So I just remember being so depressed because it was real stories, real news. It's not even fake news, it's real news about people dying and the war. And then there was a time within the news division where I was demoted from a producer to being a PA because my line manager at the time felt that I was too slow. I couldn't report at the pace that was needed for me to report on. Looking back at that now, I sort of understand why it happened that way, because when I started the news division and I'm like, no, it's all good, I can do anything, because who wants to say no, you can't, you know? You want to give it a try and see if you can or not. Thank you for choosing us as your source of information. Welcome to your show about Africans who are dedicated to shaping our continent for the better. I am honored to report on these stories. My name. When I started Bophelong, I was just excited that I can be able to show my capabilities as a producer and a presenter. So being on air for the first time in the news division for me was a big achievement. Because I remember growing up and I'm thinking, I don't see a lot of news readers, women or guys with albinism as news readers or weathermen or news presenters. I don't see that. I wonder if it's a possibility. And then when I finally got an opportunity to be in the news division, I was excited. It was exciting for me, but I was not prepared of just the challenges that would come after that, and that were personal things that I discovered about myself. So I've always been short-sighted, and a lot of people won't come to me and say, you look like you're short-sighted, because I don't walk around that way. I don't work on that pace. I don't always bring it up when it's not needed. At the time, I wasn't even exposed to contact lenses. I just knew I hated glasses. So my sight was very poor, very, very poor. And I started working on Bophelong. Being on screen, I loved it, but I dreaded it because the crew did not understand that I'm short-sighted. I remember this incident. We were doing our third show when we started the show, and I was presenting and I was really struggling to see the auto cue, and I just heard through the headset, the earpiece that we put on, someone saying, "This girl can't read. Who put her on screen?" Okay, I'm laughing now, but it wasn't funny. And it hit hard. I just wanted to cry right then and there, but I didn't. I presented the show, did the whole show, did the interview, but I was just sad because I'm like, but I'm doing my very best right now. Also, I didn't figure out a way to find a way that works for all of us, for the crew and for myself. And I didn't know if there are other alternatives to do the show. We looked at ways to increase the font size. Now, as like everybody knows, I walk into Studio 10. The first thing we do, we work on the lineup. Once we've got the lineup on the system in Studio 10, we just increase the font. Everything is fine. And a lot has changed. I've started also when you work in a certain environment, you understand that, okay, there are certain things about yourself that need to improve or that you need to grow. So I knew I had to do something about my eyesight. So that's when I went and I got contact lenses, which helped a lot.
Oh, hi. As you can see, I'm trying to get the most out of my day. Trying to get this workout in and film this infomercial. And I'm sure you're trying to get the most out of life too. So, what's stopping you? What? Money? Money shouldn't stop you from going on holiday, paying emergency car repairs, or buying that gym equipment that you've always wanted. Get it sorted with a Ubank personal loan of up to 100,000 Rand with flexible repayment terms of up to 60 months. So you can focus on dreaming big and reaching your goals, and Ubank can help you sort out your finances. Get it sorted with a Ubank loan. I've reached my calorie count and finished filming this infomercial. Hashtag get it sorted. Ubank, growing with you.
What should you do to avoid getting ill?
Eat healthy, not to do drugs, not to smoke.
To learn more about some of the most common illnesses and how to avoid them, join Dr. Sulomo Daung each week and get all your health questions answered by experts.
What are those signs that people should look out for and say, this is time for me to go and seek help?
It is very important to identify and address those problems as early as possible.
You are a fighter, you are a warrior, and you will get better.
Right here on Health Talk.
Being a mom has also shaped my view on life.
I can see she notices when I'm on TV because she just stands next to the screen and she looks like, is that really my mother? I really love her, and I think she came at the time where I had just lost my aunt and I was trying to figure out, what is life about? What am I doing? Who am I living for? But I'm aware that I'm doing this for the next generation in my family so that they know that Auntie Puleng, hey, there was Auntie Puleng. Lynn, I want to be on TV. I want to travel the world. I want to do what Auntie Puleng did. Or she'll say, I want to do what my mom did. I want my daughter to know that she can be brave. She must be brave. She must not feel entitled. She must have guts. No one owes her anything. I'm going to work hard for her, and God willing, I live long enough to see her grow into a strong, powerful, beautiful woman that I'm hoping that she will be. Don't be afraid of anything or anyone. Fear nothing but God. So I want her to go out and do whatever that she wants. I've learned that you can be anything. Coming from Tabanchu and being here today, it showed me that
being a mom and having a career is absolutely demanding.
Every time I experience a challenge, I know that nothing is final. You just have to keep trying different ways to see which one will work for you. And I always knew that to be in the industry, I had to formulate my own way. I had to start up my own path and create a foundation that will start with me and be able to last longer for other people to use the same platform.
From Puleng, ke ithutile ntho tse ngata, like if ile go gona le motho strong nna ke mo tsewang ke sister, like ngata, like everywhere ke ene Puleng a tsang thomolo ya gore a thole that award as after for nna encourage too much because of e bontsha gore even then no I so give up in life, even after dintho tsa nang like the hardships tsa nang le tsone mo bophelong, she's still getting strong and stronger each and every day.
Ne ke tla ke le motlotlo ka ene, ke itumetse thata e ka ka naya pele ka se a se filweng se a tswele pele go mo lakaletsa gore a tswele pele.
We had sat down at one time and said, the sky is the limit. And this wasn't a surprise for me. I expect her to win even more awards. She's very good with the drama aspects, and as a result, as a presenter, that she's taking very much to the full. So she's bound to win more stuff like that.
I'm very happy because o phetswile toro ya gagwe and ke wa iphila now, and I think Liana we happy. And as a friend, I'm happy because ha etsa dintho just go dietsa, and in a way le gona wa re motivate hore o etse whatever that you want, as long as o believe mo go yona, then you can be able to achieve everything o batlang go achieve.
Se ke itutileng go tswa ho yena gore no matter how the circumstances di jwang o ntse gona go reach di dreams tsa hao, ha so re ha o ka ba obstacle ya e o ibonang hore ke o tlamehile o bo so dumela so re I cannot reach this because hona le ntho itseng.
Receiving this after this year means a lot to me, but I sure have a lot to do. There's still a lot more to achieve.
I want to change the face of mainstream media. What mainstream media looks like right now is skinny tall girls who can speak proper, better English. There's nothing wrong with that, trust me. There's still a market for that, but we still need to pay attention to alternative voices, alternative stories. And it's just a shame that at the moment a lot of people are telling our stories, who are telling stories of women and men with albinism, they tell it from a point of if they don't cast a suicidal, shy person with albinism, they will cast a supernatural. You're either an alien or you are a mermaid. There's something supernatural about you. I'm looking forward to seeing stories on TV or hearing radio dramas or reading or seeing any other platform, online drama series of people with albinism being cast as human beings.
Everything in my life has given me an even more greater purpose.
The ANC-NEC revealed in a statement that they supported the user pay system.
So are you saying that motorists, Gauteng motorists, have to pay for e-tolls?
It is a principle that is raised. We are saying that we support the principle of user pay.
We imported a lot of technology as an example in order to invest here, and those people are not going to say, listen, you don't have to pay me back. They are demanding their money back.
SANRAL has another 19,000 kilometers of non-tolled roads which it finances the maintenance, the upgrading, the building of. Why they want to continuously force a square peg into a round hole on this issue just blows us away.
It makes no sense to pay a toll on a toll on a toll. The roads are still looking terrible. The whole thing is just ridiculous.